Former Governor Yari has been advised to embrace Zamfara Peace Initiative. Reverting to manual salary payment fraudulent, Yari tells Zamfara governor. JAMB accredits 650 CBT centers nationwide for 2020 UTME. On business, China tops imports to Nigeria with 1.02 trillion in Q2 and Q3 2019 foreign trade. On sports, Warri Wolves hold pillars in Kano in 2019 to 2020 MPFL. On the international scene, Guinea-Bissau president-elect stresses commitment to West African stability. Welcome to Standard Voice Television News. I am Musa Joy Onyoza. Now the news in full. A non-governmental organization, the Peace Advocates Network of Nigeria, PAN, has called for peaceful coexistence and religious harmony in Zamfara State. In a press conference in Abuja on Friday, PAN called on concerned patriots to be on the watch and for proactive actions to be taken within various communities in the state to ensure security of lives and property of people in Zamfara State. The peace advocate who accused former Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari of causing mayhem in the state urged him to see himself as an elder statesman by promoting peace in the state as well as assisting in tackling security challenges in the state. The group further advised the erstwhile governor to desist from any act that could potentially wreak havoc in the state and join hands with the present administration of Bello Matawalle Maradun to ensure sanity, peace, and progress of the state, engaging in war of words between him and the present governor. The Peace Advance Network of Nigeria, a civil society organization in Nigeria at the vanguard of the entrenchment of peaceful coexistence and religious harmony, wishes to bring to the attention of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on the political turmoil facing the state with a view to intervening for lasting peace and harmony. The Advocates National President Chinedu Okoli said the present government under Bello Matawalle introduced some far-reaching measures aimed at putting the state on the paths of progress and needed helping hands to succeed. Meanwhile, the immediate former governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari, has advised his successor, Governor Bello Matawalle, to stop chasing shadows and concentrate on how to impact the state with meaningful development. Abdulaziz Yari urged the state governor to retain the e-payment salary system that was introduced by his administration rather than reverting to manual payment that is susceptible to fraud and manipulations. The former state governor also advised his successor to jettison the building of a new government house at a cost of 7 billion naira, which should not be a priority to a state that could barely afford to pay 30,000 naira minimum wage. In a statement made available to this day by Yari's media aide, Mayowa Oluwabi, the former governor of the state, cited the instance where a deputy governor of the state was treated as a ghost worker as one of the main negative challenges of reverting to manual system of paying salaries. He stated that recent attempt to disparage his achievements, such as the e-payment of workers' salaries, have made it imperative for him to speak out. According to him, it is now impossible to shortchange the Zamfara people through the wicked ghost worker scheme. The former governor also dispelled reports of how a relation of former Commissioner of Finance, Shehu Idris, was part of the cartel that misappropriated public funds, whereas no such relation existed in real life. These lies have attracted litigation for defamation, where they will have to prove the authenticity or otherwise of their claims. Many well-thinking people are beginning to wonder why the current state government is obsessed about former Governor Yari despite the obvious distraction it constitutes to governance. This ridiculous trajectory is leading some people to wonder if the inadequacies of the present People's Democratic Party (PDP) controlled state government will also be blamed on the former governor. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board says over 650 CBT centers have so far been accredited for its upcoming 2020 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. The board has fixed this year's examination for March 14th to April 4th, while an optional mock examination for candidates is scheduled for February 18th. Similarly, the board has said that it would commence the sales of its registration document from Monday, January 13th to Monday, February 17th. The head media and information of the board, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, told the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, on Sunday in Lagos that arrangement for the commencement of the sales of the document nationwide had been concluded. He said logistics have been put in place to ensure a smooth process, adding that over 650 CBT centers have been accredited for this year's examination, and the board expects nothing short of the best practices. The media aide said the organization had clearly defined the process and also put mechanisms in place that will address any challenge or challenges that may arise before, during, and even after the examination. Dr. Fabian said there is no going back on the use of the National Identification Number for the acquisition of the registration document by prospective candidates. He urged candidates seeking to sit for this year's UTME and who are yet to acquire the NIN to intensify efforts to do so in order to participate in the examination. He advised the candidate to ensure they seek advice or help from officials of the board and avoid third parties. The Northern Governors Forum urged the federal government to exercise great caution in its plan to withdraw troops from volatile areas. The federal government had on Monday said exercise would be gradual and carefully planned, not abrupt or arbitrary to jeopardize the success already recorded by the military. But the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum and governor of Plateau State, Simon Lalong, in a chat with Daily Trust at the weekend, advised that great caution be taken in withdrawing troops, especially from volatile states where governors and other stakeholders were beginning to build confidence in the people. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has placed police commands and formations nationwide on red alert following the death of Iranian military commander General Qasem Soleimani, who was killed by a United States airstrike in Iraq. Soleimani spearheaded Iranian military operations in the Middle East as head of Iran's elite Quds force before he was killed by the airstrike on January 3, 2020. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer, Force Headquarters Abuja, DCP Frank Umba, on Tuesday indicated this measure follows intelligence report sequel to the killing of the Iranian military chief. To this end, zonal AIGs and command commissioners of police have been directed to ensure maximum surveillance and security of lives and property across the nation. The police commanders have been directed to ensure strategic deployment of both overt and covert police operatives to ensure adequate security and safety of citizens, foreigners, especially diplomats and diplomatic missions domiciled in Nigeria, as well as the protection of critical national assets. Meanwhile, the IGP has assured all Nigerians and foreigners resident in Nigeria of adequate security and warned all potential troublemakers to steer clear of the streets and territory of Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed deep sadness over the gas explosion which led to the death of the chairman, Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission, Professor Simon Malam, his son, and 3 others at Sabon Tasha area of Kaduna on Saturday. Reacting to the incident, President Buhari said he was deeply shocked by the unfortunate incident that claimed lives of Professor Simon Malam, his son, and others. He said the death of the erudite professor has robbed Nigeria of a great scientist whose services were acutely needed at a time the country is increasing emphasis on science and technology for development. President Muhammadu Buhari extended his heartfelt sympathy to the family and those of other victims of the gas explosion. He prayed Allah to comfort the families and give them the fortitude to bear the loss. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has requested for information on assets declared to the CCB by key leaders in the executive arm of government. SIRAP is relying on the Freedom of Information Act to request President Muhammadu Buhari, Vice President Yemi Osibanjo, 36 state governors and their deputies, asking them to use their good offices to provide information on summary of the assets, specifically property and income, contained in their asset declaration forms submitted to the Code of Conduct Bureau since assumption of office. SIRAP is also asking them to clarify within 7 days of the receipt and publication of this letter if they have had any reason to review and update the asset declaration submitted to the CCB and to provide a summary of any such review. It said failure to do so will lead to taking appropriate legal action to compel them to comply with the request. SIRAP said the summary of assets to be disclosed include, where applicable, savings and other liquid assets, all immovable property and shares, and actions in any private and public companies. In the FOI request dated January 3, 2020, and signed by the SIRAP Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization said the Constitution of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the FOIL Act and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, which is part of their laws read together, impose transparency obligations on all public officials to publicly disclose information concerning their asset declarations submitted to the CCB and to clarify any updated review of such assets. The Kwankwasia movement yesterday said it will take legal action against Kabiru Mohammed, the alleged suspected author of the fake wedding video clip of President Muhammadu Buhari if he is found to be its member. Muhammadu Kabir had posted a video of the purported wedding of President Muhammadu Buhari and Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed and that of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development Sadia Umar Farouk respectively. Speaking to Daily Trust on Sunday, Malam Sanusi Bature Dawakin Tofa, spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party PDP's governorship candidate in Kano State, Abba Kabir Yusuf, said the movement was still investigating the matter. He said as soon as they finish, they will make their findings and position public, and if the man in question is found to be their member, they will surely take legal action against him. Malam Sanusi Bature said the action of the accused is totally contrary to Kwankwasia's ideologies. Hence, they will not take it lightly with him. Dawakin Tofa also explained that if the man is found not to be their member, the movement will still make its position known to the public in order to clear the air. According to him, the movement is still searching documents, including its archives, to ascertain the identity of the suspect. The Department of the State Service DSS on Friday paraded the suspect at its headquarters in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. The spokesman of the DSS, Dr. Peter Afunanya, who paraded the suspect, recalled that between August and October 2019, the fake video was widely circulated on the internet and on social media platforms. The DSS said that on October 11th, it received a petition and formal complaint from the Minister of Finance, who asked for an investigation on the video and infographic with a view to identifying the person or group of persons involved in the circulation of such materials. Afunanya said the service succeeded in arresting Mohammed, who has confessed to having initiated the creation and circulation of the defamatory video. He said investigation was ongoing to determine the actual reasons for creating and disseminating the false video, even though the suspect had confessed that he belongs to a political group in Kano State. The suspect, who spoke in Hausa language while fielding questions from journalists, confessed that he also said he was a supporter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, at the federal level and the Kwankwasia movement at the state level in Kano State. We'll be right back after the short commercial break. Stay tuned.
Menene amfanin gari idan har babu zaman lafiya?
Mecece jiha idan babu shugaba mai adalci? Mecece rayuwa idan ba yanci?
Me amfanin karatu idan har ba aiki?
Menene mahimmancin zabe idan babu roman demokradiyya?
Menene amfanin tarihi idan har ba za a samu darasi daga cikin sa ba?
Jihar Zamfara ta can ta kasance a bar sha'awa. Gashi kuma sansanin noma da kasuwanci.
Gurin da kowa ke sha'awar zuwa. Amma sai abubuwa suka juya.
Amma sai ya kasance yanzu da zarar an ambaci sunan Zamfara, tunanin wata musifa da ko bala'i shine ke darsu a zakatan mutane.
Baki suka daina zuwa, 'yan gari suka fara guduwa. Talauci da tashin hankali suka yi yawa.
Gashi jihar mu mai haske ta dawo ta yi duhu.
Sa'annan mutanen Zamfara sai muka tashi tsaye, muka kama addu'o'i da tuba ga Ubangijinmu.
Sai kuwa Allah ya amsa addu'anmu, sai ya kawo mana matawallan muradi.
Dodon makiya zaman lafiya, dodon talauci, dodon makaryata da masu yaudara.
Me yi kuma dan Allah, me kishin mutane.
Me kuma neman gwamnati ba don kansa ba.
Cikin kankanin lokaci sai gashi ya dawo mana da hasken Zamfara, amma ta fi yadda take da.
Wannan shi ake nufi da shugaba.
Jarumi ba malalaci ba.
Ma'aikaci ba barawo ba.
Allah ka kare mana zababben gwamna matawalin maradi.
Allah kuma ya ƙara masa lafiya. Allah kuma ya ƙara ɗaukaka.
Wannan saƙo ne daga gwamnatin jihar Zamfara ƙarƙashin jagorancin Bello Muhammad Matsawallan Maradun MON kuma bardan ƙasar Hausa.
Welcome back. Now on the business news.
Audio Jungle.
National Bureau of Statistics has shown that Nigerians' import from China in the second and third quarter of 2019, April to September, stand at 2.2 trillion naira. According to the NBS latest report, Nigeria imported Chinese goods worth 1.02 trillion naira in the second quarter, representing 25.47% of total imports, while goods valued at 1.22 trillion naira, representing 31.34% of total imports, were imported in the third quarter. The United States came next as Nigeria's second largest import hub, with goods worth 422.1 billion naira, representing 10.53% of the total imports. Other trading partners were Netherlands, accounting for 374.1 billion naira or 9.33% of the total imports. India, responsible for 299.8 billion naira or 7.48%, and Belgium, accounting for 248.9 billion naira or 6.21%. During the second quarter, the NBS noted that Nigeria imported 1.8 trillion naira goods from Asia, representing 44.36% of total imports. Other imports originated from Europe, valued at 1.42 trillion or 35.51%. Americas, 544.3 billion or 13.58%. Africa, 241.7 billion or 6.03%, and Oceania, 20.7 billion or 0.52%. The report showed that the major products imported during the second quarter were machinery and transport equipment worth 1.7 trillion naira. Other major imports during the quarter were mineral fuels, 909.7 billion, and chemical and related products, 428.2 billion naira. In the third quarter, imports from Asia were put at 1.9 trillion naira or 51.3% of total imports, while imports from Europe were valued at 1.2 trillion or 30.6%. Imports from Americas and Africa amounted to 576.7 billion or 14.8% and 106.0 billion or 2.7% respectively. Imports originating from countries such as the United States were put at 442.4 billion naira, India 292 billion, the Netherlands 265.2 billion, and Belgium 155.2 billion naira. China remains Nigeria's biggest source of imports, but China currently stands as the nation's biggest export market. Major items imported from China include natural rubber and motorcycles. And on sports, Ibrahim Sumeya has more detail.
Thank you, Musa Joy. I'm Sumaya Dosa with the Sport News. Kano Pillars Football Club and Visiting Warri Wolves FC on Saturday drew 1-1 in a Week 12 match of the 2019/2020 Nigerian Professional Football League (NPFL). The news agency of Nigeria NAN reports that the match, which was played at the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano, was watched by a large number of spectators as usual. Kano Pillars opened scoring in the 6th minute through Awal Malam, with the visitors surprising the hosts thereafter with good resilience. The visitors' effort, however, paid off in the game's stoppage time when Chelsea Asmani scored with a good effort. Speaking after the game, Kano Pillars coach Ibrahim Musa said the match was a difficult one for his team and praised his players for fighting relentlessly. He, however, acknowledged that it was painful for them to concede a last-minute goal. He said they lost many goal-scoring chances and it is unfortunate that they did not clinically conclude the match. That's all we have on sport. Back to Musa Joy.
Thank you, Sumaya. And on the international scene, President Muhammadu Buhari on Sunday reiterated his desire for stability, peace, progress, and prosperity in the entire West African sub-region. Responding to Umaru Mukhtar Embalo, the president-elect of Guinea-Bissau, who came to Nigeria on a thank-you visit and to express his good wishes following his emergence as winner in the keenly contested, just concluded election in his country, President Buhari said, "Without stability, there can be no development." President Muhammadu Buhari affirmed that they will do whatever it will take to stabilize the sub-region. The president commended the outgoing president Jose Mario Vaz for supporting the emergence of Embalo in the second round of balloting in the interest of peace and stability. He said history will remember President Mario Vaz for putting national interest above his own, emphasizing that he cared for peace within the region. The Nigerian president expressed his desire for both countries to work together for the betterment of their peoples and reiterated his vision for peace, progress, and prosperity in West Africa. President-elect Embalo, a businessman turned politician, was Prime Minister of Guinea-Bissau under incumbent President Jose Mario Vaz between 2016 and 2018. He was a member of the ruling African Party of Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde when he founded the Movement for Democratic Alternative, Madem G15, on which platform he won the election. He praised President Muhammadu Buhari for his support, leading to his emergence as winner in the election, and expressed his appreciation for the warm and friendly disposition of Nigeria towards him and the people of his country. He informed the Nigerian leader of his selection as a guest of honor at the presidential inauguration coming up next month, and for which he received assurance from President Muhammadu Buhari that he will make the best efforts to be present. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Former Governor Yari has been advised to embrace Zamfara Peace Initiative. Reverting to manual salary payment fraudulent, Yari tells Zamfara Governor. JAMB accredits 650 CBT centers nationwide for 2020 UTME. On business, China tops imports to Nigeria with 1.02 trillion naira in Q2 and Q3 2019 foreign trade. On sports, Warri Wolves hold Pillars in Kano in 2019 to 2020 MPFL. On the international scene, Guinea-Bissau president-elect stresses commitment to West African stability. Thanks for watching. I still remain Musa Joy Onyoza. Stay tuned.